Kenj, welcome to the podcast, mate. Thanks for giving up your time today.
Thanks for having me, Hayden.
So I guess one thing I'll do is I just want to bury the hatchet before we get into anything of substance today. But is Nutrigrain really the Ironman food of choice for people like yourself?
It's funny you asked that, mate, because I actually just finished having brekkie. And so pretty much what was on my, I guess, brekkie menu this morning, I kind of ate it in reverse. I normally eat some sort of cereal and then eggs and stuff like that, but I ate so I had some eggs on toast. Then at the moment, I've just got this, mate, just a craving for Wheat Bix at the moment. So I'm eating like Wheat Bix and banana and blueberries and honey and stuff like that. So that's my go-to. Mate, it changes whatever I'm craving. After a long surf, I normally smash some Wheat Bix or, have a bit of a craving for Nutrigrain. But, mate, I kind of just eat whatever I feel like, to be honest.
Yeah, I saw that when I was sort of looking into your backstory and doing a bit of research into your statistics and your career and everything. I sort of saw that you like to have a bit more of a fluid or kind of flexible approach to the way you eat coming into competition. You're not a big eater when it comes to pre-race, building up to pre-race. You're not really too much of a big eater. You kind of get quite nervous. Is that the case?
Yeah, I think everyone's different, and you speak to a lot of people before, whether it's an elite athlete getting ready to do a race, or if it's just a weekend warrior, getting ready to do a fun run or something like that. You get nervous, right? It's hard to eat. So normally my go-to is, mate, I'll normally kind of whip up a smoothie. My go-to is not normally the True Protein kind of vegan range, just because it's super light and clean, and then I just throw in some bananas and berries and stuff like that. So, I kind of try and do that daily just to get ready for, when it comes to the week of a competition or a day of a competition, just so my gut's used to it. So, yeah, but on a race day, man, I barely eat anything. I kind of, I'll have that smoothie and some electrolyte drinks. But then, I'm super plain eater. I'll go for a couple of sandwiches with peanut butter and honey on it, and just snack on those all day.
Simple carbohydrate based foods, not too much fat, not too much protein.
Yeah, I find just whatever works for you. There's no right or wrong thing. And I think it's just, I'm 32 now and I've been doing this sport for, best part of 15, 16 years. And I've figured out kind of what works for me, what doesn't work for me. I'll make sure at the end of a big race day that I refuel properly with some big foods. And then the next day I'll go back to kind of snacking again.
And so that you're up this morning, I think the morning club, you got a bit of a session in this morning. What did that entail? And, how do you fuel your training when it's so early in the morning? Do you train fasted? I know there's a lot of research these days about, fat adaptation with training and how that can influence your performance in competition. But, yeah, do you want to talk to the listeners a bit more about how maybe you fuel those early mornings too?
Yeah. So I love starting my morning with a coffee. And I think most people do, but I tend to function better with, I'll just make myself an espresso, a long black, and then I'll have a piece of toast again with peanut butter, half a banana on it, some honey. I don't train fasted. I went through a period where I tried it, and I got out of the pool when I'd finished, and I was absolutely ravenous. I was so hungry. I felt kind of depleted. And I kind of stuck to that for. A lot of people will say that you've got to kind of stay to that fasted kind of routine for a while for it to kick in. But for me, I just didn't feel good doing it. I wanted something in my gut. I wanted some fuel there, and that kind of worked for me. But so this morning, alarm went off at 4:40, snoozed it once, as we do. And this morning, Thursday mornings, I normally paddle surf skis off the beach at Manly. So I got up, had my coffee and toast, and went down to the beach. Sun wasn't up yet. But for me, I call it the morning club. I started an Instagram page where it's kind of like just morning appreciation, kind of post people that love the morning. And I like to, that for me is the best time of the day. And there's a lot of like-minded people out there like that too. So, if there are people that don't actually get up and see the sunrise like I do, I'll take a photo of it and share it on my socials so they can see it too. So yeah, we were on the surf skis at 6:15, mate, we did a kind of a moderate to intense session this morning. It was quite short. It was 50 minutes, good warm up, and then we just did a lot of sprints off the beach, followed by a few waves to finish off, and then another coffee, and then here.
Yeah, Dev, the podcast, but the morning club is a great way to, you know, share in that kind of community. I think that's one of the benefits of social media, isn't it? You can create a little bit of a community around even things like that, just purely appreciating the morning and the early rises. But as we were talking about with your nutrition before training, I guess with the how you mentioned the coffee, there's that glycogen sparing effect as well with caffeine as well, where you can utilize your fat stores before you switch over to your carbohydrates. So I guess that provide some additional, you know, performance-related benefits as well, which is why, you know, caffeine is such a important part of a lot of people, a lot of athletes, you know, nutritional principles.